Hey, this is Matthew.
And this is Andrea.
And welcome back to Nerd News Today. And we're behind the camera today to bring you the latest Avatar figures from Diamond Select.
Yep, today we have Final Battle Aang. So that's got some elemental stuff going on. And we have finally Sokka. We've been waiting for him.
Slap-a-pow.
No. Slap-a-pow!
Slam-a-cow?
Yes, Slam-a-cow.
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 So you guys have already seen the packaging for the Avatar figures, so I don't think we're going to really need to go in-depth on that. But yeah, you got the big display in the front, display on the side, and of course, the sunroof, and that goes for Sokka also. And the back of the packaging, I think, is also fairly uneventful.
There's really nothing too exciting here. It just lets you know which two are part of the wave. It shows, a brief little recap of what Avatar's about, and that's pretty much it.
I think, actually, that is new. I don't think that's been on the previous figures. I think the previous figures just had pictures of who was in the wave, and that was it. So they actually put a bio in there. Or not a bio, but a synopsis in there.
It also says it's designed by Eamon O'Donoghue and sculpted by Richard Force.
Yeah, so...
Okay, that's just a really cool name. Richard Force.
I don't want to be the guy that says it, because he's probably heard it all his life, but you know what the short name for Richard is.
Oh my god, I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking it was more like Max Power. Richard Force!
Well, he has some sort of max power, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh.
But let's see how his work is, because I don't think we've seen Richard on any of the previous figures before. Eamon has designed a bunch of stuff we looked at. He does good work. And he definitely has his own certain style to the sculpting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think without further ado, we should get them out of the box, right?
Heck yeah!
Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll come back and take a closer look at our new Final Battle Aang and Sokka.
And we're back and look at Angie out of the box.
Yeah, here's our Aang, Final Battle Aang.
I love Final Battle Aang when he has all of the elements going.
Yeah, this is really cool. So I think this piece is actually a detachable piece. You can see it from behind. It looks even better from behind, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering how that was all going to connect, how it was all going to look.
It looks amazing.
It really does. Yeah, it actually came together way nicer than I expected. Not to say that I wasn't expecting anything good, but I was very concerned about how that effect was going to look, because it's pretty unique. It's pretty unusual.
Yeah, but we saw that Diamond had done something similar. Didn't they have the statue?
Well, we saw the prototype of this,
we saw
actually.
the proto,
we saw
yeah.
the proto. But, you know how protos can look one way and actual product can look another. So
I know, but I always had high hopes for it.
I wasn't sure what to think about it, but it does look very nice.
It looks so good.
Yeah, everything there is awesome. And, yeah, you can see he's in his special avatar mode right now. White eyes, white beaming. Like, he's in Final Aang mode.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's really cool, too. Body, though, he is jacked.
Yeah, I mean, look. I get it. At that age, you absolutely can be that jacked, especially on a vegetarian diet when you're exercising every single day because you're walking all over the place. No, I get it. But at the same time, it's also a little disconcerting when you know that he's only, 12.
Yeah.
It's just like, he could destroy us with those abs, not with his bending abilities.
That's why he's the avatar. So, yeah, normally I'd say this a little bit later on, but let's just do it now. I want to bring in some of the other Aangs, because this is actually now the 4th Aang we've gotten, which is also kind of crazy to think about. So, here is Aang version 1. I'm going to zoom out. Aang version 1, Smiley Aang, from Season 1.
I will say this. I love that we have a lot of different Aangs, but at the same time, I also kind of wish we didn't.
Yeah, it might be a little overkill for, this quickly. But to be fair, one of these Aangs, which is this one here, wasn't exclusive at Walgreens.
That one's awesome. Okay, that one's special, yeah, of course.
It is an awesome figure. I'm trying to get his feet stand up. It's a great figure, but it's not one you needed to have. That's also why it was an exclusive in the beginning.
What are you talking about? Of course you need to have Avatar State Aang.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess we're going to talk about articulation now, because, yeah, as always, these figures are stiff, and this version of Aang here that I've got in my hand, still really stiff, so I guess we're going to have to bring in one of the accessories, which is every Avatar figure comes with a black base to put your figures on, and I guess...
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, I think Spirit Aang is going to need that for now, because he cannot stand.
Spirit ears are kind of hilarious to look at from this perspective.
And then our other Aang would be Season 3 Aang with a robe.
So now we just kind of need Season 2 Aang.
Yeah, we're kind of missing Season 2, although actually we're missing... I mean, there's plenty more Aangs we can get, like hair version of Aang.
Fire Nation Aang.
Yeah, or how about an Aang that can stand up on his own? That'd be awesome. But yeah, here is our 4 Aangs all together. And yeah, they do look great, actually, all side by side. It is cool to see them all together now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I love it. Like I said, I love that we have all these options. I just wish that maybe the rollout was a little slower, so that way we could have gotten some of the other characters maybe a little sooner.
That is definitely true, yeah. Because, yeah, it's a lot of Aangs. So let's talk accessories. You already can see that he comes with a base, and we're going to leave it on this Aang for now, because Final Battle Aang, thankfully, doesn't seem to need it. But he also comes with an action base. That's really cool.
I love action base.
And the action base comes also with this guy here. This is a extendable arm that fits in over here, I believe.
Yeah.
And what's really cool about this also is, what I mentioned too, by the way, Aang has 5 additional hands, so 7 hands total. I'm not going to do a swap out because that's kind of not as important to me. And I want to show you guys, he also has his staff. Staff is back.
Yes!
And this time around, you're getting not 1 but 2 staffs, because here is the fold-up version, and here is the upgraded glider staff.
Complete with a snack compartment.
Yes, the very important snack compartment. You have to have the snack compartment.
Well, it came in very handy.
It did actually. It's one of the best parts of right before the final battle. He gets a snack.
Yeah. Well, he needed to keep his energy up. So, quick update. I was messing around and we were trying to put it, we were just putting Aang away, and I just wanted to see if we could take off the elements. We can. And look what's on his back.
He actually has the hole from the end of season 2.
He has his scar, but now that makes me... but you know what? He's missing the foot scar.
He is missing the feet scars, but hey.
You know what? That doesn't matter. Having the back scar is far more important.
Yeah, and they got it there. So you Avatar purists out there, there it is.
That's pretty awesome.
Back to the review. So what you can do with this here is you can see that on the top it has a little peg hole, and so does Aang. Aang has that right here. You snap Aang into this, and voila, your Aang, well, if you can get him to stay in position.
He is heavy, though.
He is a little heavy. Yeah, I mean, you play around with it, you'll eventually get it. But you can have your Aang floating in the air.
Oh my gosh, that looks actually kind of terrifying.
Well, let's see how terrifying it looks compared to big boy Ozai over here.
Well, Ozai just looks like he farted really hard and his hair went all over the place because of it.
My farts! He had too much cabbage.
My cabbages!
But that's how he's gonna look, and
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty nice looking. Yeah, it's a good Aang.
Looks really good.
Yeah, and I think let's go ahead and let's take a look at Sokka now too.
Overall, he's a really great piece. I just have one massive complaint. Like, I feel bad saying that's a complaint. I have one critique. He's very smirky, but not in a Sokka way. He's got a great expression. I really love how expressive his face is, but Sokka, even when he was serious, he was still bright. He was lighthearted. He had fun. He was the funny one. There was literally an episode where the gang misses him because he's the one who tells all the jokes. He's the one who keeps everyone going and motivated. So I wish this was a happier looking Sokka.
Yeah, it's a very stern Sokka.
It's a very stern smirk.
Yeah, and that's the thing we can say about all the figures, is their expressions have been interesting, and not necessarily always the right expressions, I feel like.
Yeah.
We don't have them yet. The McFarlane toys are coming out soon with their Avatar figures. They're on pre-order, so we should be getting the 5-inch versions soon. We're going to probably skip the 7-inch versions, because we already have these guys. But in terms of the faces, I felt like seeing the proto photos of those, like, they captured a much more cartoony look, whereas I feel like Eamon was going for a little bit more of like a realistic look, like trying to bring them out of the cartoons into real life.
And you know what? I have no problem with that. In fact, I like that idea. It's just I want the expressions to match the characters. So having a stern-looking Aang when he's in the middle of the final battle makes perfect sense. But we also have the earlier Aang where he has this kind of a cartoony expression on his face where it's his mouth is open wide. He looks playful. So Sokka is goofy a lot of the times. So we should have a little bit of that. But other than that, it's a great figure. Like, he looks fantastic. And if this wasn't Sokka, I would love the expression on his face. Because, it looks wonderful.
Yeah, we gotta say the outfit is pretty great also, pretty accurate. And he's on a base right now because I'm having trouble standing him up. The ankles on all of the Avatar figures have been an issue of contention with me in particular. I think with all Diamond figures, you want to kind of give them a hot water bath before you do any posing with them. We don't do that with these videos because we just don't have time for it. But that would definitely help loosen up all of his joints because they're all stiff AF. But, yeah, we'll show you guys the back also because that's got some cool stuff.
Oh my god, the back. Okay, so the back's also really cool. We'll show you the accessories in a moment, but he has 2 pouches for it. But what makes it actually really cool is the string for the pouches are actual cloth.
Oh yeah, it's like actual rope.
Yeah,
there.
it moves.
Yeah.
And they nailed the ponytail, the wolf tail. Sorry.
Yeah, the wolf tail.
The pup tail.
His man bun.
No, it's not a bun. It's a tail.
Yeah, it's a tail.
Yeah, they nailed it. I love the back. Part of me wishes that there was a way to pull out the pouches, but I don't think you can. So that's okay. That's no big deal.
So you can see here, I guess we'll go into accessories. We've already got one in there.
This is cool. I don't remember him using something like this, but yeah, he has what looks like I would say it's like a whale mammal kind of bone.
I think that's exactly what it is, because he did use it to cut ropes, I think, once or twice.
Yeah. I mean, that thing's pretty cool. I like the detail on that one. You can tell it's made from an animal.
Yeah, a really good paint job on it, too. The teeth look frighteningly real.
Yeah, and then most important accessory, though, that he could have, boomerang!
As I try to find Sokka's elbow joints, because the Avatar figures they kind of hide their joints really well. Maybe too well.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But look at boomerang. And it fits so well in his hand.
That is a mighty fine boomerang. The boomerang has got some excellent detail. It's got little speed holes on it, too. It kind of blends into his outfit a little bit, though. Like, I feel like, wasn't that blue in the cartoon?
I feel like there was a little bit more white on it.
I feel like it was more metallic looking. That's kind of problem, is it does blend in a little bit here.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit more metallic.
Yeah.
So, other than that, Sokka comes with 4 hands.
For a total of 6 hands. You can see them down there, more or less. There they are.
And he also comes with my personal favorite. I have no idea how to use it yet, but he comes with a whoosh effect.
He's got a few different effects here, and we're going to try and figure out how to use them. Because, they're a little mysterious. And unfortunately, the only thing they don't do on the back of these toys is they show you how to use them. So what I did find out from Eamon, in fact, was what you can do with them. And that's that, the action base we saw Aang floating on earlier. You can actually use that for the effects, too. So let's see how it's going to work with this boomerang, because this is a bit of a mystery here. So after some fiddling around, we realized you can just basically put this boomerang effect on top of this. Like, that's what you were supposed to do. And I kind of found this out because I was looking at Eamon Donahue's page a while ago, and he showed us what to do with the effects from, I think, like Series 1. And, it's not to say counterintuitive, but it does take a little bit of time to figure it out, because I didn't really know what to do with them. But yeah, this peg is meant to be for your effects. So that's what we have here is we've got the boomerang kind of flying in the air, and you could swap it out with this part also.
Yeah, here's boomerang.
Yeah.
It's kind of doing its thing.
You don't really use it here, unfortunately. There's actually a little weird space to, like, imply that it goes there.
I guess, yeah, it's hanging out there. So
you can put it there, because there's, like, a little nubbin to slide in there, but it doesn't stay in place. Like, that's not locked in. You nudge it, it falls.
Yeah.
So, kind of weird. I would have liked it if it actually was a little bit of a deeper crevice to put the boomerang properly in there.
Yeah, because then it would have looked a lot better. And
it's weird, because, like, you can see there's actually a hole in the boomerang, and there's a hole on top of this, too. So I feel like...
Well, that was part of the actual design of the boomerang. So... But it would have been nice if we could have something that would maybe... Like, little bumps even to kind of keep it in place.
That's what I mean, yeah, because there's a hole on top of this effect, too, that is basically the exact same hole here. So, therefore, you would assume something is meant to fit in there, but we don't have anything if there is. So, what you do with that, I don't know.
But it looks good when you put it like that.
Yeah, that does look fine. So, articulation, you can see Aang, he's going to move pretty well. Sokka's going to have a little bit of a hindrance because this fabric here, if you will.
His tunic.
Yeah, his tunic, that's a word for it. His tunic cuts off a lot of the articulation, and really the main issue is just getting them to stand and be mobile, because they have a hard time standing.
Sokka in particular is very difficult to stand.
This could just be our figure having some plastic issues. I think that's probably what it is. You can even see him right now leaning on that base.
Yeah.
These tend to vary person to person. The Avatar figures have had trouble standing in general, I think, because their ankles are really tiny.
I can see that.
Yeah, like especially the female figures had that issue. So that's probably what's going on with that. If you get bases, though, and luckily they all do come with bases, you're covered.
You know what I really want to see? I want to see how Sokka compares to Katara in terms of size.
Yeah, let's bring in his sister, and we'll take this effect out of the way.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it, and Aang is clearly a little bit smaller. Okay, cool. So
let's bring in Toph also.
Okay, so this actually works.
I'm like, please don't fall over on the ladies.
There we go. I mean, so clearly Sokka and Aang are on bases, so that gives them a little bit of extra height. But overall, it's not bad. I am a little bit curious about Katara versus Sokka, though, because Sokka is looking... It is looking like Katara and Sokka might be very similar in height.
Well, we could easily find out by just putting her on the base.
Yeah.
Well, he just tipped over because of
I know, but in general, he looks very similar.
He's taller. He's definitely taller than her, I think.
Not by much, and I will say that's possibly one of the few places where there's a little bit of a...
See how they look, if I can get his feet. Yeah, no, you're right. He's a little bit taller, but not by much.
Also, her head is really big.
Yeah, her head is huge.
Compared to him, her head is big. His hair, he looks more delicate, almost. which is a little weird.
Yeah, all the lady heads have been very large. Like Toph in particular, you guys can see Toph's got a big head.
Yeah, and on the one hand, I really like it because it definitely makes them look more bold, I guess. But when you're comparing it with the rest of the characters, it does look a little off. I mean, they still look great, and I love seeing the gang all together.
The Aang gang.
The Aang gang. But, yeah, I mean, Katara's similar in height to Zuko, even. Like, she's not that far off from Zuko.
I mean, luckily, no one's as big as Ozai, because he's an adult.
Well, yes, that's because they're all children. But, I mean, Azula's supposed to be shorter than Zuko also. I kind of have to wonder what's up with that.
But really, all that matters is that they're all bigger than Momo.
Well, it would have been hilarious if Momo... Oh, it's the dueling Momos!
So much Momo.
It would be hilarious, though, if Momo was the biggest of them all.
They need to make a Momo bank. Because Diamond makes banks, and we need some Avatar banks.
No, it needs to be the Appa bank.
Well, yes, an Appa bank, but...
Until we get Appa, we need a bank.
You don't want this Momo bigger, but you can put your money in his head?
I would love that, but at the same time, because of how big his ears are, I feel like that might be a little cumbersome for a bank.
Probably.
Which is why Appa is the better choice.
So overall, they're good figures. Again, really, we have the same complaints we always have. So I think by now, if you haven't figured out what the issues are and how to overcome them, you're not going to.
Pretty much, yeah.
The question is, are these better than the McFarlane toys that are just about to come out soon? And
we don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We do have the 5-inch figures, as we mentioned earlier, on the way. Those will be coming once they're released. And they definitely look different. There's been a lot of talk already about, people stopping buying these to just stick with McFarlane. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, because I think they're all going to be very different figures. And especially McFarlane 7-inch toys. I will say I think McFarlane 7-inch toys are doing kind of similar to what Diamond is doing with their facial expressions, making them a little bit more realistic. If that's good or bad, I don't know. We'll see soon. Well, we'll see if...
We don't know what they're going to be doing, yeah, so...
We'll see if McFarlane, as the competition, has lit a fire under them to make some changes.
Yeah.
Or do something different. We will find out soon enough. But that's our Sokka. That's our final Battle Aang. Good additions.
Oh,
and
yes.
the line, as far as I know, is not done yet. So New York Comic Con's coming up soon. We might see some new figures.
I need Iroh!
I mean, we got to get an Iroh. We got to get a Ty Lee, a Mei.
A Suki,
Kyoshi, and non-Kyoshi versions.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's still some more life in this line.
Oh my gosh! I know this is a weird request. I'm throwing it out there. I'm gonna try and manifest it. I want a Hakoda.
I just want a Cabbage Man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Cabbage Man. That's always a given, but yes.
Yeah, so on that note, I'm Matthew.
I'm Andrea.
That's our Avatar figures. They're looking good. I cannot wait till this line keeps going and see what else is coming out next.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you then. Stay tuned for more Avatar figures and all sorts of other coverage coming up very soon.
Until then, keep bending.
Slap-a-pow.